Some thought leaders and policy makers who are members of the Pt.3 Nigeria Alumni have been examining partnership models that work for human capital development. They believe that credible partnership will foster the development and education of African youth and therefore want everyone to encourage the initiative. They were speaking at the second Pt.3 Alumni Summit in Lagos, an event which also commemorates the 35th anniversary of the group.
World Bank in 2014-2015.
The second Pt.3 Nigeria Alumni Leadership Summit provides yet another platform to discuss critical issues of national interest.
Something on drug and herbal medicine and so on. But there are those of them in the area of STEM.
The focus is on partnerships for equipping youth for work and innovation in the digital age. But there is more to the theme.
How in your industries are you sort of tackling that issue?
This panel takes the discussion a notch further by examining partnership models that work using the IBM's focus on African youth development through education as a case study. A Pt.3 Nigeria alumni, Dikpo Faulkner, sets the ball rolling.
Not one single organization come up with a bullet that solves all the problems. And you see each person doing his own initiative in a siloed manner. And again, this is where the agencies who are meant to manage this, come into play. In the sense that this company A has got laptops or PCs or devices that are given to help improve technology literacy. Company B has got content. Company C has got whatever it is they're adding to it. Why do we pull all of this together and make it work for us? And I'm not saying at the federal government level. No, it doesn't have to be. State level, for instance. Local government level. What can we do to put company A, B, C, D's programs together and make those programs work?
Making the programs work is a major concern here. But a bigger concern is the role educational institutions play when such partnerships are targeted at improving the capacity of the Nigerian youth.
We also have to change our teaching styles and become more facilitators of learning. Now, all these are going to take time. They require money. They require for us to work very closely with the industry so that there's a sort of backward integration, so that they are part of our curriculum. And we've started that. So we're working, and also in terms of our research projects, which is an easier way because you find out what the problems are and you develop research projects. So we're not doing things in silo, which has been a major gap. So we're doing all that and we're driving it.
When you do find government putting in place the right institutional framework and the right policy framework, that we as partners rally around those organizations. And I think that that's what the LSCTF in the last 24 months has successfully become a poster child of, is the fact that once the framework is right, the governance structure is right. So we have an independent board of trustees. We're very hybrid. People don't really understand it.
For Osayi Alile, the chief executive of ACT Foundation, partnership remains key in the face of limited resources, and especially at this critical time when development through education is still a priority.
Partnership is the key. I mean, it's this, it's like someone standing and somebody else standing on the person's shoulder to see the other side. I say it over and over again, no non-profit can work in isolation anymore. Funding is very limited. Resources are limited. People, human resources are also limited. So we need to begin to work with partnerships. So in terms of solving the problems, there are a lot of non-profits that are doing work in these sectors.
The Pt.3 Summit brings together policymakers and thought leaders from across all professional divide to debate some of the nation's challenges and proffer solutions to them. Nigeria currently boasts of an alumni base of over 1,200 intellectuals across several fields since 1983.
The speakers in that report are not alumni of Pt.3, but invited speakers at the Nigerian Leadership Summit held in Lagos. Following an attack on the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF says that all its staff operating in Rann village, Kano State, are safe despite an attack on the UNICEF hospital in the town. The attack, which occurred on Friday night, affected other government-owned buildings as federal forces engaged the intruders suspected to be Boko Haram insurgents in a gunfight. UNICEF Nigeria Communications Specialist Kusali Kubwalo confirms that all staff have been marked safe, while the casualty figure for those affected is yet to be determined. But the Northeast Coordinator of the National Emergency Management Agency, Bashir Garga, says that the details about the present situation in Rann is still very sketchy, and it is still not clear how many lives were lost. Thursday's attack is not the first, of course, on Rann. The terror group launched an attack on the community in March, killing scores of people and abducting 3 female aid workers. Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi has expressed concerns over the seeming lack of due diligence in the collapse of the 7-story building in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. The governor mentioned this during a condolence visit to the governor and the people of River State, describing the incident as tragic and made a donation of 5 million naira to the families of the deceased. For Governor Wike, he believes that although nothing can bring back the dead, there must be a penalty for infractions in the approval process. Meanwhile, the number of the dead has risen to 15 as evacuation work continues to unearth persons or bodies.
Enter our voice to the families to ask them to take heart and put their trust in the Lord. No amount of money will be enough to bring the lives of those who are going to be with the Lord. But we said we must bring a token so that those families, through you, we know that you have a brother, you have a friendly state, you are not alone in this moment of sorrow. So be consoled as we make a cash donation of 5 million naira, towards alleviating the problems and sufferings of those they left behind.
For the carelessness of people who are supposed to do the right thing, we set up a judicial inquiry, commission of inquiry, to look at the remote and the immediate causes of it, and to bring anybody who is involved or who refused to carry his or her assignments diligently. Because like you said, when you give approval, you supervise to make sure that what you approve is what is carried out. But if you don't, owners of property don't want to play pranks. They want to cut corners. And in cutting corners, this is the result. So it's really unfortunate. And so we'll do everything we can. Like you said, nothing you can do that will bring those lives back. No, they are gone. They are gone. Most of them are sustainers of their families.
More than 3,000 GSM technicians across the 44 local government areas of Kano State have been presented with tools and financial aid of 10,000 naira each as Governor Abdullahi Ganduje continues his statewide mass empowerment program. The governor has, however, asked the beneficiaries to make judicious use of the equipment in their various areas of expertise. Correspondent Idris Jibrin now reports.
Kano State in the northwest Nigeria has one of the largest GSM markets, with reportedly over 1 million youth providing service in one area or the other. These 3,756 GSM technicians are selected by the State Ministry for Local Government to be trained for 4 days through various service providers across the state.
We promise you we shall continue with this empowerment program. Our empowerment today, we have trained you for 4 days. We have purchased equipment and tools for the repairs of GSM.
Donating the sum of 10,000 naira to each participant, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje confirms that the mass empowerment program is to reduce poverty and enhance the economic viability of the state.
The Kano State government under the leadership of His Excellency Kadimul Islam Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, OFR, consider Kano one of the fast-growing mega cities in the world, came up with a comprehensive policy framework that will reduce to the barest minimal the rate of youth unemployment through many youth empowerment programs.
This was made possible because His Excellency is applying his knowledge and vast of experience as a seasoned civil servant and successful politician to administer the state.
Given the rapid increase in population and challenges of unemployment, authorities believe that the only way out is to empower youth and reduce their dependency on government jobs.
We are giving you these tools so that you strengthen your profession, so that you improve your skills in the repairs of GSM. I promise you, in future, we shall create a special market for the repairs of GSM in Kano State.
With over 700 youth trained in various skills, the Kano State government is confident that the rate of criminal activities and drug abuse will be reduced to the barest minimum. Idris Jubrin, Channels Television News.
It's time now for business news on the News at 10 with Imana Amawe.
Many thanks for staying with us. Welcome to Business News. The Central Bank, in partnership with the Nigerian Postal Service, will establish a national microfinance bank in January 2019 in a bid to extend credit facilities to rural farmers and small businesses across the Federation. Governor Godwin Emefiele revealed the plan at the Bankers Committee retreat holding in Lagos, stressing the need to activate a Bankers Committee funding program, the Agribusiness Small and Medium Enterprise Fund, launched in 2017.
In order to collectively address the observed challenges militating against the achievement of the objective of the AXMIS initiative, the CBN is considering a proposal for the establishment of a national microfinance bank, which will leverage on the Nigerian Postal Service presence in 776 local government areas across the country. The proposed microfinance bank will be a standalone national microfinance bank with a capital base of 5 billion, which will be funded through the AXMIS fund and NIPOS providing the properties or land. We need to be able to deploy, use the infrastructure of this national microfinance bank, which will be owned by NIPOS or the Bankers Committee, to deploy these funds to our local farmers, to our small and medium enterprises in our local community.
The Financial Derivatives Company Limited says it expects Nigeria's headline inflation to inch up to 11.27% in November from 11.26% recorded in October. The company cites a boost in liquidity arising from the federal government's increased disbursement and state payments to contractors as the contributing factors. Similarly, the research arm of FSDH Merchant Bank had earlier in the week forecast inflation to rise to 11.28% in November. Meanwhile, the National Bureau of Statistics is expected to release the country's third quarter 2018 gross domestic product data on December the 10th and November inflation data on December the 13th. And that's business news tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Imana Amawe. It's back to Gimba for the rest of the news at
10. Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria's Sub-Falcons to face host France, Norway and Korea Republic in the group stage of the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup. And that's coming up on Sports News. Stay with us.